FTA with Malaysia back on the table. Commerce Minister says government will sign the deal. Bangladesh's signing of a free trade agreement (FTA) with Malaysia should not be just for the duty-free benefits on export but also for securing massive investments, according to economists. Bangladesh should also focus on making use of low-cost industrial materials that can be imported from Malaysia aside from collecting revenue from import duties to promote domestic and export markets, said Kandakar Golam Muatsam, Research Director of the Center for Policy Dialogue (CPD). For all latest news, follow the Daily Star's Google News channel. Besides, the FTA signing should aim to develop into a comprehensive economic partnership agreement (CEPA), he said. Muatsam was addressing a webinar on Bangladesh-Malaysia FTA, Challenges and Opportunities for Business Community, organized by the Bangladesh-Malaysia Chamber of Commerce and Industry (BMCI). Commerce Minister Pu Munshi, diplomats, exporters and importers from both countries attended the event. Malaysian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Hasna MD Hashim said if signing FTAs were a mistake, the country would not have repeated it, and so it has pinned 16 since 1993. The latest agreement was signed amidst the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, properly documenting the benefits, she said. In 2020, Malaysia's trade with all its FTA partners stood at 1.185 trillion Malaysian ringgits, or 66.7% of its total trade, she added. Of its total trade for the year, Malaysia's exports to its FTA partners was valued at 667.46 billion Malaysian ringgits, or 68% of the total exports, which mainly consist of electronic components, petroleum and chemical products that account for 53.2% of its exports to FTA markets. Bangladesh is Malaysia's 30th largest trading partner and second in overall among South Asian nations. Bangladesh is also Malaysia's 20th largest export destination, signifying the country's growing importance as an economy. In 2019, trade between Malaysia and Bangladesh was recorded at around $2.6 billion, up from $2.4 billion the previous year. For the period between January and July 2020, trade has lessened but remains robust despite the ongoing pandemic, Hashim said. In fiscal 2019-20, Bangladesh's total export to Malaysia was $236.37 million, according to data from the Export Promotion Bureau. As for the proposed FTA, it has been on the table for 11 years and therefore, it is about time for Bangladesh to revisit the process given its status as one of the fastest-growing economies in the world today. Besides, its impending graduation from the group of least developed countries also makes it crucial to secure such deals. I wish to begin by reiterating that as an open economy, Malaysia is a firm believer of not only free, but also fair trade policies, she added. Hashim went on to say that since the conclusion of its first FTA with Japan 15 years ago, Malaysia has implemented FTAs with 6 other nations, namely Pakistan, New Zealand, India, Chile, Australia and Turkey. The country has also implemented 7 regional FTAs since 1993, namely the ASEAN Free Trade Area (FTA), ASEAN China, ASEAN Korea, ASEAN Japan, ASEAN Australia New Zealand, ASEAN India and ASEAN Hong Kong. There are 2 other multilateral FTAs which have been signed but are pending ratification, namely a Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP) and most recently a Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP), Hashim said. Former BMCI President Syed Muazzam Hussain said the discussion on FTA with Malaysia was yet to make progress even though the initiative was taken in 2010 because the National Board of Revenue (NBR) opined that the government would lose out on import duties. I guarantee that I will go for this FTA, said Munshi, adding that signing of FTAs was needed to increase trade ahead of the United Nations status graduation. Although Bangladesh has been lobbying many developing and developed countries over the last 3 decades to sign FTAs, no such deal has yet been signed other than a preferential trade agreement (FTA) with Bhutan in December last year. BMCI President Raqib Mohammed Fakhrul moderated the discussion, where a member of the Bangladesh Trade and Tariff Commission, Mustafa Abid Kung, presented the keynote paper.